Hello, my most amazing artists. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a great week so far. Let's start off our art class by saying our class mantra on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. My mantra: I am positive, I am creative, I am mindful, I am amazing, I am an artist. All right, guys, I think we are ready now. So let's go ahead and get on to week 3 of our Reggie Laurent collage project. Okay, so our goal for today is to use different lines and colors to create patterns. All right, but let's do some quick review of what a geometric and an organic shape is. So an organic shape is a shape that doesn't have a name. And if you drew an imaginary line down the center of an organic shape, you will notice that the sides, both sides, are not the same. So they're not equal. But if we go over to geometric, they always have a name. So rectangle, triangle, we know those are geometric shapes because they have a name. Also, because if I drew an imaginary line down the center of any of these shapes, you notice that they are the same on both sides. All right. And this is Mr. Reggie Laurent, the artist that has inspired our artwork. He creates huge abstract paintings using lines, shapes, and colors. All right. We've been focusing a lot on shapes. Today, we will focus more on our lines and our colors. All right, so just as a reminder, our goal for today is to use different lines and colors to create patterns. All right, and you're probably thinking to yourself, well, Miss McWhirter, what exactly is a pattern? Well, in art, there is a set of 7 things, and these are called the principles of design. They're kind of like the elements of art, but it's different because you can't have the principles of design without our elements of art. All right, so principles of design in art are how the elements are organized. Okay, so artists use the elements of art, these things here, line, shape, color, all this stuff we've been talking about for the last few weeks. Artists use these elements of art to create our principles of design. All right, and for this week, we are going to focus on 2 elements of art that are line and color, and we're going to use line and color to create the principle of design pattern. All right, so you can actually use lines and colors and shape even to create patterns. So maybe if I had an A-B pattern using color, I could have red be A and yellow be B. So it would be red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. You can have more complicated patterns too. So maybe you'll have 3 colors. Maybe you have red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue. For line, our last project, we learned about a few different kinds of lines. There's wavy lines, branching lines, swirling lines. On our collage, we're going to add pattern on top of our shape. So if we were going to use lines, we could do maybe zigzag line, wavy line, zigzag line, wavy line, zigzag line, wavy line. Okay? So a pattern is something that just repeats itself over and over and over again. And we are going to use colors that repeat and lines that repeat. All right. So enough chitter chatter. Let's go ahead and do it, shall we? So here is my beautiful collage with all my organic shapes and my geometric shapes. I also have a little cupcake holder that is holding what we call oil pastels in the art world. And I have a variety of colors of oil pastels. Now, let's talk about these for just a second. These beauties are kind of like crayons, okay? They're a little bit more waxy and oily than crayons, and their color is a bit more vibrant than crayons. So you can see the color better if you use these. But guys, if you don't have oil pastels, don't go out and buy them, my friends, okay? You can use crayons or colored pencils if you want to. All right, so just make use of whatever materials you have lying around the house. All right. So maybe I'm going to choose pink and yellow for my first 2 colors. All right. What I'm going to do is start drawing some patterns on top of my shapes. All right. So on this purple shape here, I might just want to do some straight lines or some diagonal straight lines. A diagonal is an angled line that looks kind of like this, like that. And I might want to alternate between pink and yellow to create my pattern. So it's pink, yellow, pink again, yellow, pink. What comes next? Yellow. And notice I'm trying my best to just stay onto my shape and not go into the black at all. Pink, yellow. And I'm just going to continue this pattern all across this one shape here. All right. So I created this pattern using color. All right. Since it's the same kind of line, which is a straight diagonal line going all the way across my shape, that's not really a pattern using line. It's more of a pattern using color because I have pink, yellow, pink, yellow, pink, yellow. It's an A-B pattern, so it just repeats itself over and over and over again. All right, let's look at a pattern using lines. All right, so I'm just going to use whatever colors you want, and I'm going to take a white, and I'm going to do a pattern of lines on this yellow shape here. So I'll try to draw a zigzag line. All right, and maybe I want to do a wavy line next. And zigzag, wavy, zigzag, wavy, zigzag. All right, so if you looky here, this is a pattern using lines. Not really color so much because I just use the same color all the way through this shape. But I have a pattern using line because I did a zigzag, then a wavy, then a zigzag, then a wavy, then a zigzag, then a wavy, then a zigzag. Okay? Maybe you want to combine both of these things and you want to do a pattern using line and color. Okay? So let's see how we do that. I'm going to try blue and orange next. Actually, let me get a little bit more complicated. I'll try blue, orange, and green next. All right? So my pattern is going to be a little bit more complicated now. And I will do it in this heart shape here. Okay, so with my orange, I'm going to do a looped line. So like a loop, do, loop, all the way across. See that? So I did that with my orange oil pastel. And then maybe I want to do just a straight line with my green. Okay, and maybe a broken line. That's a little tiny line to make one line with my blue. All right, so that's the beginning of my pattern. I have an orange loop line, a straight green line, and a broken blue line. So what comes next? We're going to start it over. So we're going to go back to our orange looped line. Then what? What comes after the orange loop line? A straight green line. And then the last but not least, a blue broken line. Okay, so this one is actually showing a pattern using lines and color. All right, so these are a little bit more complicated, but once you start practicing with easier patterns, I think you'll definitely be able to do this more complicated one. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start adding pattern to all of my shapes, and then I'll come back and show you the very last step. All right, so I have finished adding pattern to all of my shapes, and after you're done doing that, we're going to take a white. Okay, so we've used all of our color. Now we're just going to take a white, and we are going to be doing some like squiggly lines all in the black background. Okay, so I'm going all the way around my shapes, and I'm just doing these squiggly kind of lines all the way in the background. Okay, because Reggie Laurent really filled up most of his space, and sometimes he would do this with white paint. And on top of his black background, he would just do some really cool, organic, wavy, squiggly kind of lines. Okay, so you notice I'm going all the way around my shapes. You see how it's kind of squiggly? I'm trying really hard not to go on top of my shapes because I've already put patterns on top of those guys. They don't need anything else, but I'm just going to try to go inside the black space and do wiggly, organic lines. Okay, so let me finish that up and I'll be right back. All right, I finished adding my squiggly lines inside or in between my shapes. So wherever there's black showing, add some squiggly lines using your white oil pastel, or if you have a white crayon, that'll work too. Or even if you have like a white or a metallic Sharpie, that would look really cool too inside of these black spaces. All right, after you add pattern using lines and color to your shapes, and you finish up by adding this little fun squiggly line in the background where the black is showing, then you are done, my friends. I hope you had so much fun learning about organic and geometric shapes, patterns, lines, color. and Mr. Reggie Laurent himself. His artwork is super cool, and I encourage you to keep making designs like this inspired by him because it's a lot of fun and they end up looking really awesome in the end. All right, guys, I hope you had a lot of fun, and I will see you next week. Have a great week, guys. Bye.